Hey, Joe Mastriano, CPA, over 40 years and thousands of successful IRS cases. Have you seen the tax preparation commercials lately? Every year is a new gimmick just to suck your money out of you for less than professional help. So this year, Intuit, TurboTax, and H&R Block both say, "Hey, we'll do you a favor. Go fishing and do this, and don't do your taxes. We'll do it for you. Our experts will do your taxes for you." And I have to laugh because I hired a few years ago one of Intuit's so-called experts who worked for them on the weekend for $25 an hour. And this guy, we had to let him go, can barely do personal tax returns. Yet, when people responded to the commercials and they wanted an expert to do their returns, they would send you to guys like him who could barely do personal tax returns, let alone knowing how to pull IRS transcripts and audit proof returns and whether they had an accounting background or not, which you need on a lot of returns, computing depreciation, balance sheets, dealing with self-employed or corporate returns or partnership returns. Forget about trust returns or foreign returns. I mean, this guy could barely do personal returns, and that's who they're saying is an expert. I would lose my license as a CPA. We can't even say we're experts when we are, let alone saying that we hired someone who's nowhere near an expert and putting it out that he's an expert. But these companies that get tied in with the IRS and they get allowed to say stuff on TV, and a lot of people fall for it each year. So my message in this video is to tell you, do not fall for these commercials. They get you in trouble. How do I know? For many years, people who have used these national tax companies or these multi services get audited and they come to me for help. And they're very sorry that they tried to save $200 in the preparation of their tax return. I mean, I can think of about five companies now, maybe a little more, bookkeeping companies that are tax preparation companies too. That when their clients get audited, they come to me. Some of them, they give their client a guarantee, so they come to me and they pay for the case. Couple of them backed out and said, they wanted to keep the audit at a minimum fee, and it made no sense because it was going to take a lot of time to gather receipts because they haven't even told their clients what was needed if they got audited for proof. And these people are telling me they don't even have the receipts, and I'm telling them how to get it, and we go back and forth with the auditor, and that takes a lot of time and money. And if they don't want to pay it, they just let these guys go to the IRS and say, "Sorry, I can't help you." The quality has gone down like crazy. And this year is a year that the IRS is looking to collect whatever money they can. I've already experienced auditors that do not want to accept your receipts and canceled checks and even notarized statements from people that were involved. That I used to be close to 100% in them accepting that. I have a case now. It makes no sense at all. In the past, it would have been accepted. So, but I also know this past year, revenue officers who have filed liens on taxes that were not even assessed to the taxpayer. Uh, any attorneys listening to this would probably conclude that that's not even legal to do. Um, so things have changed a lot. The landscape has changed post COVID for government offices in general. And I'm telling you, if you don't take a second look at your IRS situation and care about your tax return and do everything you can. I have a 4-part checklist that to this day, when we use it, not one person I know was audited. Nobody can ever guarantee that someone's not going to be audited, because there's different factors that go into an audit. Um, and then they do random audits anyway, just for compliance reasons. But to this day, I don't know anyone when we used our 4-part checklist. Uh, so this video is warning you, be very careful. There's a lot of phony websites out there now too. Some of them I've traced back to China, and they send phony emails to us, also trying to sell software. And there's accountants or tax preparers that buy this software, and they try to brag that their software is going to do all these great things and protect you. And hopefully by now you have learned that it's people's attention to things, their timely attention and intelligence that they use in a various matter. The salt is going to be the thing that makes the difference. The software is not going to do the job for you. It just makes things easier. We use tax preparation software because it's easier than doing it manually. That's all. It takes less time, and it alerts you to certain things, and it produces a nice, neat tax return for filing. But we don't use software to make the decisions for us. That comes from many years of experience and an accounting background. Robin here does returns, and she's been doing this for decades, and she's got an accounting background, and knows how to audit proof. And usually people, when they come in and do a consultation or we do the returns for them, are very, very happy. They're also sad that they paid all this money to other people and never got the same level of treatment. And I tend to make them worry about the returns that they already filed, and we keep our fingers crossed that they don't get audited, because even if they get audited for a return somebody else did, the IRS will audit the year before and year after, and now you got 3 years to worry about. And if they think it's fraud, they can go back even more. And I can talk all day long about this. I'm going to end this video now. And again, I'm going to warn you to stay away from these tax preparation companies that are not licensed CPA firms or a licensed law firm or an enrolled agent firm where the enrolled agent, is doing the tax return. But not these other companies that are not licensed, who will tell you, oh, well, we have attorneys and accountants on staff, so it's the same. No, it's not the same. They're not held to professional state board standards. They've got complaints all over that they buried. Um, I remember, seeing ads for Optima Tax with BBB ratings of, A or A plus, and then searching further and finding there was over 300 complaints to the BBB. Complaints and ratings get manipulated, and now with artificial intelligence, people create bots. They also create fake people, and you can research and see, oh, a company has all these great reviews, and all the people on the reviews are made up people from artificial intelligence. So be smart and take the time out to pay attention to your relationship with the IRS, with your tax return, with your transcripts, and don't fall for these online or TV gimmicks. Thank you.